All right. Welcome, all you Wood Hounds, to the Back 40 Friday night live stream on Friday the 13th. Oh, yes, it's been a wild week, and we got a wild show planned for tonight. So hang tight. We're going to get to that. Just want to say hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Looks like we got quite a few Wood Hounds in here. Mr. Tim and Old Saws, good evening. Sporting the little Van Dusen Axis shirt right here for you, buddy. This thing is nice. Almost as nice as the Axis. And I saw Prop Talk Farming here. So, good evening. But yeah, let's get the Friday the 13th live stream underway. So, glad you all are here with us. Here's to the week behind, into the weekend ahead. So, cheers, everyone. I don't know how many people out there are like leery of Friday the 13th or not, but I didn't realize that I was planning to do this little special guest thing tonight because I was afraid something probably will go wrong now since it's Friday the 13th, but I'm not too superstitious. I'm a little stitious, but not superstitious. So, you know how that goes. It's, I don't know if anybody else out there is superstitious or just a little stitious. But anyway, yeah, it's been, we cooled off here in Wisconsin. We currently have a cover of snow on the ground. So everything's cooled off from last week when it was, I think, 74 on Friday last week it was. So it's been quite the change in weather. But, so, as you probably, I don't know if you saw in the video yesterday, but we do have a special guest joining us tonight. Something that I might start doing a little more often, having people come on the live stream. So it's something that I've now got the ability to do with this software that I use. That they gave this upgrade, and now it's a little easier to do this. So, yeah, I don't know. The one thing in the video yesterday, I did lay down a little Easter egg. I did plant a little Easter egg in the video that gave away a clue as to who was going to be here tonight. So, I don't know if you all caught that at the end of the video or not, but what was this? But if anybody wants to take a little guess before I bring them on here, feel free to throw that into the chat. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Freshly cut as of about 2 hours ago. But I have the luxury of having Mrs. Back 40 cut my hair, so whenever I need a trim, it's easy to do. I don't have to go out, don't have to leave the house, and it costs me nothing. That's the best part. So, all right. Oh, we've got quite a few guesses here. Let's see. Jason Voorhees. That would have been a good guess to have on here tonight. But yeah, all right. So, without further, I guess, ado, we can we'll bring them on, and you guys can, like I said, I'm just gonna have a little Wood Hound chat, and if we have any questions for him, you can throw them in the comments in the chat. I may or may not see them, so I apologize ahead of time right now, because if things start flying by, I won't see it. So all right, let's get ready. Here he is. Let's welcome to the Back 40 live stream. Let me make sure this thing works. This probably isn't going to work right now, but we'll bring him up right here. There he is. Are you there?
To the Back 40 live stream.
Oh, Mr. Outside with Shive, all the way from Pennsylvania, has decided to join us tonight. And just, like I said, I have a couple questions and just some basic, I guess, just a little. I wanted to be a fireside chat, but the fire too cold out tonight, so. Oh, we're getting some woos in the chat. That's right. Yeah, there's probably a little delay in the feed, but. So how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
It's going. I started a fire tonight. It's getting a little chilly. Did a little bit of hunting tonight. Seen 2 deer. It was a little dark, but I mean, it's going. Life's good.
So you've got you have the fire going. You said this is your first night burning? Or
No, I've burned off and on when it gets chilly at night. So I mean, it's supposed to get down to 30 something tonight. I just threw a fire on just to keep the furnace from running. That's all.
So take the chill out. Start burning up some of that wood.
Yeah.
So anyway, the one thing I did want to mention, here for everyone is that sometimes around the back 40 here, we like to go above and beyond. So not only do we have Mr. Outside with Shive here tonight, but ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? Joining us as well is going to be that wood guy.
Hey, Wood Hounds, Wood Hound family. How's everybody doing? Cheers.
Yes,
I'm still
cheers,
here.
brother.
I'm still kicking, everybody.
A cheers to our guest tonight.
Oh, it's good to be on the Back 40 live stream.
Well, it's good having you here. I'm like I said, it's just wanting to catch up with you guys and see what's going on, see how things are going. So
I like this. Let's create a Back 40 sandwich here with Shive and the wood guy on the outside and Back 40 in the middle. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, fellas.
Well, so that's the thing. I did bring with me a little Shive beverage, but because I knew the wood guy was going to be here, I also have a Bud Light seltzer.
That'll work.
So,
That'll work. You know what?
Oh, and look at this. We have the Irish Wolfhound Ronan is throwing us. Okay, so now we got to switch. Hang on.
Cheers, Ronan.
Here we go, everyone.
Cheers, Ronan.
Cheers, Ronan.
Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses up or your cans up. Doesn't matter what's in them. Let's give a big Team Woodhound drink to Ronan. And cheers, everyone. And let's just stay here because look at this. Nathan Ruff.
Hey, cheers, Nathan.
All right.
Woo!
A double shot.
Guys are gonna have me plastered on water tonight.
Oh, all right. So, I'll just turn these off because I think everybody knows who we are, so we can. So, yeah. So basically, the one thing, like I said, I have a couple questions. So, like, I'll, switch it back and forth. I'll ask one of you, and then the other guy can answer if you want. But, the one thing, just to get everybody kind of caught up. I know Wood Guy, you've been super busy. So I don't know if you have any like updates quick to, give on what's happening out there in that Wood Guy's wood yard.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's give an update on that wood guy's wood world. Things are going great. It's been a very steady flow. The firewood has been heading out the door. What's been more of the battle is keeping the firewood on the lot, always coming in so that I have that supply for my customers. Each year the business has grown, and I've each fall and each winter I'm realizing more and more how that demand is increasing, and I'm still only one wood guy out there hustling along. So, and of course with the benefits of old Papa Fluff and Mama Grizz, but you know, the business has grown beyond the point where it's getting very, very time consuming. So I had to just take a little bit of a step away from the videos. I apologize for not keeping myself currently updated more frequently with all you, my Wood Hounds and YouTube family. But it's great to jump in on the Back 40 live stream here. And cheers to Back 40 for jumping in, me and Shibe, to be able to update us and to be able to give you guys a more visual live feed of what's going on with that wood guy. And I'm still there.
Nice. And Shibe, you kind of were running into that same thing, right? Like you were running low on wood and trying to, you know, scramble to find stuff that you could fill the stand with, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's my first year, so I didn't expect it to take off as well as it did. So I ended up getting low, so I had to really hustle to get some more wood for the stand. It was crazy.
Sure.
And so are you now kind of like, you feel like you're caught up, or you still?
Well, you never have enough wood, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you got it. That's perfect answer.
That's right.
Perfect answer.
Oh, so hey, I just saw a quick Whacking Axes was wondering, Shibe, if you bow hunt.
Yes, I do. I actually use a crossbow and a compound bow. So I've been using a crossbow lately. I haven't really shot anything with a crossbow yet. So I want to get put a tick on the old stock there for a deer. You know what I mean?
And those two on the wall behind you, were those both gun?
Yeah, those are both gun. Yep.
Yeah. So somebody was, I saw a comment fly by, Wood Guy, about Big Bob and Little Bob. And I think what is on everyone's mind is, how big is that sawdust pile?
That sawdust pile is literally tickling the top of that conveyor. It has been just growing. You'd think it can't grow anymore, but it just keeps growing. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of face cord are literally in that sawdust pile. I've honestly lost track of it. And I just noticed today that we hit 3,000 subscribers on that Wood Guy channel. So
nice.
Well,
congratulations, brother.
Thanks,
congratulations. All right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody still, you know, joining the channel, even though I haven't been as present in the past month. But you know, anybody new to the channel that is maybe on Back 40's live stream right now, a few months ago, I made a discussion about busting through the sawdust pile that I've made off of my processor with Big Bob or a couple other pieces of equipment. It's kind of been thrown up in the air. And also that sawdust pile is grown up in the air. So it's kind of turned into kind of a questionable debate now, where it's so big, where I'm kind of, I don't know what we're going to do with it other than have fun with it in some way. So
oh yeah,
it is tickling the top of that conveyor. And it is, I haven't done a thing about it. It's been crazy. I get rid of some here and there. For a few people that use it for chickens, I'll use some in the wood yard for soaking up some soft spots, but that stuff just turns back to mud so fast. Yeah. And I'm just back to square one. So, but yeah.
Well, you know, but like you had mentioned, you know, how like it's crazy because you can like step away, and the thing with like YouTube is that the content's always there. You know.
Yes, it is.
So. You know, and like Shibe, I noticed like you have on your channel like videos from like 8 and 10 years ago. Like
yes, I've seen that on Shibe's channel. Yes.
Like game camera footage and four-wheelers and
yeah, that's so back. Crap. I think I might have still been in school sometime. Nope, maybe. No. I think it was like 2006. I think I actually started posting some trail cam stuff on there and whatnot.
So
that's cool. I seen that too.
Have you noticed that like those videos still are getting like views now?
Yeah, they're still getting hits. I mean, especially that dump trailer I made, which I sold. I think the beginning of this year I sold it because I didn't use it anymore because I had a gator. But I mean, I think that thing has like 53,000 views, and I threw it on there. I mean, I think it's less than a minute long, but people like to see homemade stuff, I guess, and it is what it is.
So, and I don't know if you guys, I think you guys are watching as well. So if you guys see anything in the chat flying by, but somebody just asked Shibe what county you are in, I think.
Schuylkill County.
What?
Schuylkill. Schuylkill.
I thought you said strudel. Oh, but yeah. Like, so if you guys see any comments,
no, it's like East Central Pennsylvania. It's right in the middle, but eastern. Yep.
Okay, and Wood Guy, you're in upstate New York, right?
Yes. Yep. I'm along the Lake Ontario shoreline.
Nice. So, Shibe, how you were making firewood before this past year, right? I mean, burned.
I've been burning firewood for this is probably my third year.
And we were just talking how you had videos on YouTube. So like, was YouTube always kind of like in the back of your mind as far as like bringing what you're doing outdoors together?
Kind of, sort of, but it never really caught on until I actually started doing firewood. I started watching firewood videos myself, and like, you know what? I can put videos out like this and see what happens. You know what I mean? And it just so happened sure. with the rugged made. I think, well, at the time, it was the only one that had the adjustable wedge because I modified it that way. You know what I mean? So it's like,
this
cool. Is unique. People will probably watch it. So I gave it a shot.
Yeah, and I don't know, Wood Guy, is that kind of the same thought progression you kind of had? Was, well, I'm going to just, I enjoy doing I enjoy making videos, and
yes, very much so. Absolutely. And especially being able to share it with, a community very similar to all of us that we all have. The family is, very similar where everybody's supportive, and that's what it's all about. I love sharing ideas and just spreading kindness. And, that's Firewood brings in a really cool hands-on community. It brings in a rough community as well, but, that's where I try to step in and, wash that out and bring in like a new generation.
So Craig T502 was wondering, Wood Guy, what type of customer do you work with most? Do you sell to consumers or other sellers?
Mostly consumers. Yeah, it's all consumers, people heating their own homes. A lot of people have outdoor wood boilers or just fires, regular wood burners. And it's I have a few people that do it on a commercial level where they'll take some wood and bundle it themselves and sell it, but that is very minimal opposed to all the people that buy it for their own source of heat.
Yeah.
And that is just something that once again has grown through the years. And consistently on each month, I'm pushing out feasibly, probably 60 to 70 face a month, and that's on average. Some months have been more than others. So, and it's the biggest battle is just keeping that wood coming in to the lot.
And is that mostly like winter, or is that year round?
Yes. Yep. That's all been no, I'm sorry. That has all been like year round through the summer, through, my postings up until November. I was moving that wood out the door every single day, and I still have been, even, off posting of, YouTube. I have been busy out in the wood lot. So, but
and Shibe, you're
biggest.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, Shibe, you're like me. You just have the stand, right? You don't.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting any bigger than the stand, but I got a dump trailer now. We'll see.
I was just going to say, with that dump trailer now.
It opens up the thoughts, yes.
Yep.
You get convinced into one person that says, "Oh, can you just deliver to me? I'm 5 miles down the road." Or
Mm-hmm.
that's where it
Yep.
starts. I
Yeah.
kind of went into it full like being a young, young kid. I got inspired into it, and I dove right into it selling firewood. I wanted to sell firewood and in the insight of growing it into a bigger thing. Um, but that took so much time. Like I couldn't move the quantity of wood that I have now purely because of A, I didn't have the equipment, and B, I didn't have the customer base either. So
Yeah.
that takes a while to acquire, to get your name out there and keep people happy year after year for people to even spread that word because
Repeat
anybody can
customer.
sell anything real quick out of their back pocket. It
Yeah.
takes, a real, supplier to be able to show that consistency over time. So
Yeah. Yeah, because like shy with, I mean, like what we do with the stand is, if we like sell, 5 or 10 bundles, and we're like feeling stressed because we're low on bundles or something, it's like it's like
it's
a
all the
complete,
same theory though. It's all the
yeah,
same concept. You got That's it. I think that's great. I like that, you can I mean it's all the same theory, just miniaturized,
yeah.
and we're all doing the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
But Shibe, you're built up now on bundles, aren't you?
I have 40 in the sunroom right now, so I'd still like to get another 20 or so just to. I mean, I probably have maybe 130 bags left out of that second batch I bought. I don't know. Maybe I'll just load up the bundles and let them sit in the sunroom, and
Well,
they'll be
yeah,
done. You know what I mean?
I mean, they will season, so
Mm-hmm.
then they're ready to
absolutely.
go.
Absolutely.
I say the bin sales have been real low lately. I mean, every now and then I sell one or two. I haven't really been filling it back at all.
Yeah, that's what I haven't either. It's just, I mean, the one thing is like though I had some wood that I didn't know what I should do with it. If I should like put it in my shelter to keep it out of the snow, and then I realized I had the whole back of my stand open. I'm like, well, I'll just load that up. So
Mm-hmm.
but
Absolutely. Absolutely. Back forward, real quick, back to Craig's comment there. I just sitting here thinking, and Mama Grizz would be ashamed of me for not remembering this. Our campwood stands that we supply in the summer, you've seen in my videos, my campwood deliveries, that is a commercial supplier. Obviously, they buy the bundles from me and then they sell them at
yeah,
the camp store. So that is an outlet that we move quite a fair amount of firewood through that store. So it's another buyer, but they take the bundles and then
yeah,
sell them out through the camp store. So yeah, Mama Grizz would be ashamed at me because
yeah.
she's
Mama
out
Grizz
always
would be
doing
on
them
your
bundles.
case.
And
So
I know the YouTube family knows.
so so Mr. Scheib, what was how should I say it? What gave you more of a like sense of accomplishment? Making your first firewood sale, or like getting your first video out on YouTube and getting like views on it, and or starting your channel up?
Well, starting the channel in January, I mean, now that was good. I knew it wasn't going to be good because it's my first video that I ever was going to edit, because all the other stuff just, well, here's what was on my trail camera. Here's a picture thing, you know what I mean? But just from starting the channel in January, I mean, that first video I did pretty well. And I mean, I don't know. I it's a toss up between the wood sales and the first video. I mean, so
Right.
far right now, the wood sales are outbeating the video thing, because I mean, that's what's keeping my channel going, because I need to make more content. I need to go get more wood, and you know what I mean. So
Yep.
That's snowball, absolutely.
The snowball effect. That's right. I know when I started and I put that roadside stand up, I was just thinking, I didn't think it would anyone would buy that much from it. And then as the summer came and it just got busier and busier, I was like, holy moly's, this is like crazy. But it was all like that recreational market, like nobody buying for heating. So, so I saw, I don't know if there was, I thought I saw a few question here, but now I lost it. So if you guys out
they
there
are
watching
rolling in.
have any questions for either of these two characters here, put it in the chat. I know there's been a bunch of people saying hi, so
I seen Daniel Atkins ask me what did I think of when I paid for my first log load. What did I think about that? And if I'm reading you right, Daniel, when I bought my first log load, like real log load, like triaxle log load, quite honestly, I loved it. The fact of being able to have this quantity of wood delivered to my landing all at once, and all I had to do was cut it up, split it, throw it into the trailer. It was great to be able to see the way that I could, double dip in the matter of speaking of being able to go out in the woods and get my own wood and have a supplier to be able to have wood come in on my landing if the woods was too wet or whatever the case may be. It was a great thing when I got my first log load. It's definitely an investment. And once again, it's one of them fine things where if you don't have enough clientele to quick flip that log load, you don't feel the return as fast.
right.
So you get money tied into a log load and you're like, oh man, this was a lot of money. And if you're just trying to chip away on it, you won't have that quick return opposed to, if you know that you got a good customer base and you can quick flip that one log load. So it was a good feeling.
Shibe, have you had any problems with theft from your stand?
no, nobody's ever stolen anything. I've got gypped like $1 or $2, but I mean, it is what it is. It's the honor system. I mean,
right.
It's expected. I mean, nobody's stolen anything. They've actually put some money in there. You know what I mean? So
do you have a camera or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that wood guy, you have a stand too. Is your stand still going?
My stand was taken down early in the summer. Where my stand was, it's actually a little bit of new information I can present while we're on the live stream. My stand was up in the city of Rochester, which does not allow peddling, which I was not informed about. So peddling is selling any sort of merchandise or anything out of like a stand or structure that you're trying to disperse to the community. And I was unaware that obviously that wasn't allowed up there. So this stand was actually at my girlfriend's Bree's house, which is it's a great populated area. There's a lot of college traffic. So the kids are always popping in that stand. It was going great. That stand was hopping. And yeah, old Mother Nature came down and said, "That's it," or whatever that case may be. So I had to take it down. And another fun little fact about that, I'm taking the stand down, and I brought my DeWalt driver, this beautiful lithium DeWalt driver, to zip the screws out and take the stand down. And I'm kind of a little bit disappointed. So I'm taking the stand down, and out of just blank thought, I put the tools in the back fender of the trailer, just my DeWalt driver. And I load the stand up in the trailer and I take off. And my beautiful DeWalt driver fell off the trailer. I'm on my way home and I remember that I set it back there. So I got to turn around and I go all the way back in hopes that it would be there and there'd be a good, honest Samaritan that would maybe be waiting there with it. But no, there was nothing to be found. That was a big yellow flag in the road saying, "Pick me up, pick me up." So it was quite a day. I went for just to pick up my stand, and I got the stand but lost the driver. So
Well, speaking of this is one of the things I was going to ask Shive about, like getting gear. Like you have to, if you're producing content, and making firewood, you need the gear for firewood, but then you also need the gear to make the content. But
absolutely.
My question for you, Shive, is what, in making your videos, do you spend more on gear or beer?
Definitely beer.
Because that's the one thing that, it's like you always start off the video with one, and then you finish with one. So I always wonder, is it the same beer, or is it,
Well, little known secret, it usually takes me 4 or 5 times to get the ending right. So that's 4 or 5 beers.
Oh.
So when I do three videos in a day, I'm pretty tanked at the end of the day.
Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, speaking of beer, Richard Healy, hang on. Richard Healy. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Richard.
Cheers.
Here's to Richard Healy, Big Team Wood Hound drink. Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Oh, that is because I wondered if the one time I was like, I wonder if he does that on like outtakes, if he just pours a little bit in a can, or if he's like, oh shoot, I gotta do it again, crack another one.
Well, if I was smart, I would do that, but.
We gotta go back because Woodchucker. And speaking of beer, I'll drink a beer.
Cheers. Thanks, Woodchucker.
Here's another Team Woodhound drink. Woodchucker. Thank you very much, my friend. Cheers. So, Shive, you did that one video where you went up to, I don't know if it was they were clearing the land for housing and development or something, but there was all those piles of logs. Mm-hmm. Did you ever go back there?
I haven't gone back yet. I might take a ride out to check it out again. And I might do what some of the subscribers suggested, just take the trailer out the truck and pull some of that stuff off the pile to cut it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it looked like there was stuff on the edges that you could get to, but maybe, if you pulled some out, I don't know if that was...
Well, you also said I could cut anything down around that I wanted. So I could cut that standing stuff down and take it too. Because that would probably be easier than climbing up on the pile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like around here, I'll see Facebook ads for free firewood, and the picture is just like this big mound of brush, and then the tree is kind of in there, but it's like, sometimes it, is it worth the hassle to get, a 30-foot log?
Right. Well, that's why I named the video. Is it worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
Good title.
Because and this is one of the things that, that I find cool about YouTube and everything is like, I'll go down to the farm, and then Woodhound Senior, my dad, he'll be like, oh, did you see Shive the other day in this video? Or, what that wood guy, you see what he was doing with his process? It's a means to a conversation is always going around, both firewood and now YouTube and what other people are doing. And
absolutely.
So I think that's really cool is, just, and going back to that whole camaraderie and community thing. I don't know how many people watching are, remember back when, I don't even know when it was, but that wood guy offered to make me something out of a cherry burl.
Yeah, we're going back about a year.
Yeah, so I was like, oh man, this is, so that wood guy, straight up goods now. How many hours did you have into that thing?
Oh gosh, honestly, that should have been something I should have put down on a piece of paper, because there was quite some time into that. There was a whole process into
Well, yeah.
not only just obviously the build of it, but the drying process. I had to freeze dry it. If anybody who's watching right now, you can go back into my videos. If you dig back into my channel, you can bring that video up. It's called it's the video. God, I can't think of the name of the video.
Hang on a second.
I already got.
Grab your cup. We gotta do something here for Jay.
Jay, thank you, sir.
Jay. Thank you very much, my friend. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
All right, we'll get back to that wood guy now, trying to get views on a video.
Oh, that's it.
Bring it. Go back to my videos and watch this one.
Go back to the specific. Hang on, I gotta find the name and put the link right now. Back already.
But that was pretty cool. I mean,
it's
because I had like kind of seen the process, but I had no idea.
Yep. It's. I mean, that is a whole time scale of its own. Freeze drying it. So that took a lot of time. I'd have to feasibly say at least, I mean, with I let the thing set in the freezer for probably about a month.
Holy moly!
That was a long time, and then the work time, probably, no lie, 30 hours of work of carving, and it had to be very diligent because I couldn't take out a lot of material at once. And then the sealing, putting the sealer on it when it was all done, that takes a lot of time, letting the coats dry. So yeah, there'd be feasibly 30 plus hours into something like that. And it's easy for somebody to look, people to look at something like that. And it's easy to, look at it like, oh, you just put it on a wood lathe and spin it up, or, pop this out there. It shouldn't be too complicated, but to make it successful, it's very complicated. I've had a lot of unsuccess. So,
Iron and Oak Sawmill had one of the questions I was going to ask you guys. So, Shibe, steel or husky?
Well, all I have is steel. I actually started out with an eager beaver. I think it was a McCullough. My dad had an eager beaver. That was a long time ago. But yeah, that was a little. I think it was a 14-inch bar. I'm out there cutting. So.
And how many saws do you have now?
I just have the one Farm Boss MS290.
And wood guy, you've got like what, 5, 6, 10?
Oh, let me think. Yes, I got a little 171, and I have a 260 Pro, and I have the 460, and then I've got the 660. So, four steel chainsaws, and then I've got a couple of McCullochs, Craftsman's John Deere chainsaw. I actually have a John Deere chainsaw. Believe it or not, that thing's a old relic. Yeah, I got a few of them. I started with an old McCulloch that my dad fixed from a garage sale. That was my first chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only have 3, but they're all steel. So,
hey, I got a question for you since we're talking about chainsaws.
Oh boy,
how do you honestly like that new 500?
I actually did a little video today, and I put on a skip tooth chain for the first time. And all of my other saws, I've never run a skip tooth. So
yep,
yeah, it was.
That's the first saw that you can run a skip tooth. That's right. It's got the power to run it. Absolutely.
I had about that one oak tree. It was about 20 to 22 inch oak, and I mean it's crazy how.
Nice.
Cuts. But nice. I don't really have a comparison,
to scale it to. Yeah, I understand.
But
other than you just know that you've jumped into something that feels like a real man saw now.
Oh, it's I mean, it's just, I mean, I can say it's unbelievable, till the cows come home. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Sure.
Just like
I'm
the
definitely planning
instant
on getting a
power.
500i. I will
Add
have
to
a
the
500i.
arsenal.
You want to say hi?
How you doing there, little boss man? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, boss man?
But yeah, it's Oh, here's a good question. So, Shibe, do you guys find it difficult to find enough time to work and make videos? I know you were saying, Shibe, like now it's challenging because of the time, you know.
Yeah, this time of year really is like a bad time of year to work and then come home and try to make videos. I have to do right now. I have to do all my videos on the weekends. So, I mean, every other week I have a Monday off, so I have a 3-day weekend, so I can do a video each day of that. You know what I mean? That weekend. So,
Yeah.
But if drill falls in between there, it kind of messes me up.
So,
oh, sure.
Do you ever try to like bank ahead, like videos? Like,
yeah, I try, but then when a drill comes up or something, I'm just back to where I am. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's that's kind of what the problem I have is if I get things too far ahead, I feel like I'm out of sync. You know,
right.
like I feel like I'm doing something today, but the video is from a week and a half ago, so I feel like I don't know. It just messes me up.
Well,
So,
you look at the wood yard. He had to have all those videos lined up.
Yeah.
A day, just up to that video where he got that Easton.
Yeah.
A lot of work. I mean, that's a lot of editing. That video day. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Well, and I think, you know, because like his videos now are like from midsummer, so. But the problem then is like if you take a couple of days off, then you start all of a sudden getting, you know, it catches up to you.
Yes, it
does.
Right,
it'll catch up. It'll catch up quick.
Yeah. So let's see. Was there any? I think somebody asked earlier, Wood Guy. Do you know how many face cords or cords you get out of a load of logs?
Yes, I seen that, and I did answer it back 40, but it's about 20 to 21 face, 7 full cords.
So, and that's out of a how many cord load? Like
that is a triaxle log truck. They're about 25 foot length logs, and comes into about 20 to 21 face cord, all split and processed up, and that is 7 full cords.
Yeah. Yep. But do they? So like they don't tell you like this load is an 8 cord load of logs or anything like that.
No, they give you an average. Them boys load up, and that's what you get. Now they do. You know, after a while, like you know, you do a lot of business with them. They start to. It's a tough thing to keep an eye on. It's like a tough thing to keep an eye on. If you start buying a lot of logs from these guys, and they'll kind of try to slip in. You know, maybe trying to get away with, you don't need to maybe bring as much, or you get the opposite, somebody who's smart and they're like, no, I need to take care of this guy because he buys a lot of wood from me, which would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something where I will even all my suppliers I buy through, I always keep track, because it's really tough in log form, the way you stack logs in a truck, if they got any sort of crook to them, how big the diameter are, the air gaps, that all can be into account to get you that full amount. So
yeah. And Shibe, somebody asked Shibe, would you ever consider her, or have you ever thought about getting a load of logs delivered?
I thought about it, and I only have a half acre here. I mean, I could have them offloaded probably right here in the backyard somewhere, but I'd consider it. And I mean, I think probably $700 or something a load. I think they're around here.
Yeah.
And with that, I mean, that wood guy, do you get a discount from any of your suppliers from buying so much?
No, that's the thing. A lot of it's a tough thing. They really won't break because they get a lot tied into their equipment and their end of the deal. These guys are, got massive machineries that they're using. They're doing the same sort of deal just on a larger scale. So it kind of is what it is. Depending on it, don't matter how much I buy. What's always served me the best is what I call double dipping, and that is you get a log load and you go out and proceed finding your own material, because to try to benefit off of just having log loads has never really fit my bill. And trying to just go out and get my own wood and supplying off of just that, I've never been able to even come close to always keeping up. So definitely having both the mixture is a great thing. But no, I've never got any discount really.
Well, because see, around here you can, like, the log loads are by the cord. Like, you can get a 10 cord load or
interesting
12 cord load, but I don't know how much a 10 cord load of logs splits down to. Like, I think it's more actually. I don't know.
Well, sure. I mean, if it was, that should be 30 face cord if it was a 10 cord load.
Yeah.
That's funny. I always get customers that they'll order wood from me and they're like, I want 5 cord. And I'm like, oh, okay, you want 15 face? And they're like, oh, no. I want, only 5. I'm like, oh, okay, you said cord, so I got to just make sure here. And it's definitely a funny thing to, make sure people know what they're saying, because everybody's like, cord, face cord, half a cord.
So we got a question from Richard Healy. We'll start with Shibe. Whose channels was your inspiration from starting to make videos?
I don't know. I watched so many. You don't
have to say me if you don't want to.
Back 40, Joe's Premium Firewood.
Yeah.
Outdoors with the Morgans. I watched his stuff a lot. I mean, but there's a slew of videos or people that make videos that I watched, and then I was like, you know what? I can do the same thing. I'm doing it anyway. I'm just throwing a camera out there and editing.
That's right.
Video. You know what I mean? So,
what about you, Wood Guy? Who was your inspiration?
Honestly, right off the bat, Joe's Premium. Like, I come across this guy's channel and I'm like, wow, Joe is stuck with this a long time, and you can see on his channel the years that they've gone back, and he just sticks with it. Like, that is a hard thing to do in the YouTube world, and until you guys know, being YouTubers now, you know how hard that is to keep that grind going for so long. And it's sometimes, it can be intimidating, frustrating, and like, oh man, like, this video didn't do as good or whatever. Like, it's just a very, it's an open thing easy to be compared to. And so for me, it was definitely Joe. And I mean, all the others Shibe listed too. Outdoors with Morgans, of course, the bigger ones, always inspiring. But Joe's, I think, was what threw me to him, is his simplicity into his videos. Just the simplicity and simple. It shows what it is. Put the camera out. He shows his job. Very simple editing, and he just keeps doing it. And that to me was like, that's inspiring. I got to try this, I don't want to say it was it's like, oh, that looks easy, but because now I know it's certainly not.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that, like, I found, and I still find right now, is like, when I'm out there thinking of content to make, I'll think to myself, well, nobody wants to watch that. But yet, the next day, I'll watch a video of that same thing,
Yep.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, like, there's always stuff that, you just can do, and somebody will, and that's the thing, is like, people will either watch it and they'll like it, or
they won't.
They won't.
That's it.
So, Shibe, how have you found it difficult to deal with like if you have any like negative people or haters, or like have you ever had comments like get to you?
In the beginning, I did. In the beginning, like there's one guy, and then I finally just blocked him. But I don't even remember the guy's name, but it really got to me, and I actually commented back as politely as I could think of commenting back. And I mean, you're gonna have haters.
Yep.
It is what it is. It's part of the business, I guess. So you just gotta learn to deal with it and just ignore them or comment politely, I guess.
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right. My thing is just always be polite, always comment. It's really hard. It's hard in today's world, and but it's always the better thing.
Right.
I'm always telling it in my videos.
Well, I forget what the saying is or how it goes, but I heard one time, like, if you put out a video and you don't get any thumbs down, like, you should be worried.
Yeah.
Like, you should always think of it as, you're getting into your message is getting across to someone, but they don't agree with you and they're letting you know it. So, like, you're getting engagement. Like, you're engaging them. It's just they don't like what they're saying.
Yep, that's right. Well, that's what's the hardest thing about, in YouTube in general, is because you're announcing this to the whole world, and everybody has their own way of doing things. What I always look at it is like, just take what you want and leave the rest, but you don't have to, knock somebody down for them doing it a different way.
Right.
We all take different paths, not only with firewood, but in life. So
yeah.
That's
and especially with firewood. I mean, there's a million ways.
So many different avenues. That's right. Yeah.
So
I got a lot of comments about safety gear. I have the gear, you know what I mean, and
yes,
I've been doing this for so long.
Good topic, Shy.
But there's that. Yes, you can get complacent, and an accident can happen, and I mean, I understand that, but I'll start wearing my safety gear, guys.
So that's good, Shive. I got them comments too. I got policed. I got policed on my channel a few times for that.
Yep.
And yeah, I found like sometimes I'll be out, and I'm like, I set the camera up and I'm getting ready to go, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I better put my chaps on. So like to me, it kind of like helps me, remind me.
Yeah, it's a good point. For me, it's always like I'm always thinking of youth watching me, and I'm like, man, the last thing I want to do is have like youth looking up to me and being like, oh, he doesn't put on this, he doesn't put on that. So I'm like, oh man, now I'm starting to like, I'm putting on like the helmet more just to go out and quick run the saw for a set. Like I'm doing a lot more steps in that mindset. So it's a good training thing.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it,
Wood guy, do you always use the plunge cut?
Yeah, yes, typically if it's a big enough diameter tree, because it is such a safe method of cutting. That is another very heated topic, the way people cut trees. Very, very heated topic I've seen in the YouTube world. For me, I mean, I'm not going to get into the details and the little nitty gritty, other than this method, guys, is a very safe method of cutting and felling trees, because you are literally taking 2 hinge points that are fixed in the tree and using them to your advantage of steering that tree in either direction you want to go. You guys will see me do that all the time in my videos. I'll plunge cut, and then I use wedges to, try to shift that tree in the direction I want to go. And that plunge cut releases all them fibers in the middle so that I don't cause any barber chairing or any sort of wanted things in, felling a tree. Yeah. So, yes, I do. I typically use that method 90% of the time. If it's something that's a heavy lean, I do a whole different type of cut, because that tree has different tensions on like a, 45-degree lean. So I'll do a whole nother strategy of cutting, but I've never really dived into videos of this is how I cut trees, because it's a very heated thing in the YouTube world, I've noticed. So I've kind of tried to stay clear of that, other than I just show when I do it.
Yeah.
And be polite to all the comments.
I'd like to see a little more detail into how you do the plunge cut, because I'd like to actually try to start doing that myself.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. I'll never forget. For me, it started. I went out. This was probably about 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I was cutting with. I was working on a job where a friend of mine allowed me in on to get firewood. This kid was doing a 15-acre clear cut job, and I was allowed to go in and harvest all of the scrap from this clear cut, which is, for a kid like me at that point in my business, was a gold mine. So I'm going in there, I'm cutting little trees and, smaller stuff. And I'm doing, what I thought was natural, I mean, as far as cutting trees, and not that it's not a safe method, just a wedge cut, a wedge cut in the front and back cut and letting her go. But there's no control really there. You have no directional steer. You also have no guarantee that the tree won't barber chair. So my friend came over and he just took the time and he's like, hey, let's take 45 minutes after work here and let me show you let me show you how to cut. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And I've just instilled that into my brain. And also watching, other YouTube channels, good old Buck and Billy Ray. I mean, that guy is obviously legend with a chainsaw. Everybody's, once again, you can take somebody who has announced that much knowledge, even on YouTube, and everybody still has opinions on, oh, that wasn't safe and that wasn't right. So it's a very, very touchy thing. Yep. But I'd love to be able to do a video where I could get a little more visual presentation for you, Shibe, to be able to, instill that and use it into your firewood harvesting, because it's a very safe method. Right. It's just a very, very safe method.
Well,
your bars don't get pinched as easy.
You can get that longer wedge in there, you know what I mean?
Yup.
What's bottoming out. You know what I mean? That's
right.
How I look at it, you know what I mean?
Yes. You can, yup, that's right. You also, the tree, if it has any, when you're looking at a tree standing there and you're trying to figure out, I want it to go this direction, it might have a 3-degree lean the opposite way you're trying to go. And then when you start to cut that, your saw starts to pinch. Now you got a pinched bar. It turns into a whole nightmare, That bore cut holds everything in place and allows you to maneuver that tree. So,
well, there you go. We got somebody was making a comment that they'd like to see the plunge cut as well. So
it looks like we got
mark that down, Wood guy.
I better get back in gear, huh?
And I will say as well that I'm interested as well. Like the one thing that I always and that it was maybe just because with the 290 it wasn't powerful enough, but I tried it once. But making the plunge cut, the kickback, like I couldn't slice in.
Oh yeah, you gotta be very, very careful. With any chainsaw practice, it takes practice and good stable cutting techniques. It also takes that muscle coordination over the years and time of just doing it to feel that chainsaw and hold it the right way. You'll get bar chatter when you're trying to plunge through. Your saw will shake and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it just takes a little bit of just pushing the bar down ever so little to take that vibration away, and you're able to finish your plunge cut. It's all them little techniques that allow you to finish that bore cut safely, because it will kick back on you, fight you, and you're trying to plunge that tip into the tree. So that's the one thing. It's a different practice.
I read with the skip tooth chain, it will make your bar vibrate a little more as well.
Yes, it will.
So
sure.
Today when I was cutting, like I noticed I could see the end of my the tip of my bar was like shaking, and I was like, "What the hell is going?" Oh,
that's you. That was you, Back 40. You're shaking because you're running a man saw there.
I was like, I know. It's like I still can't get over it sometimes. Like it's like, but well, I actually completely lost track of time here, and we're almost at the top of the hour. So
that flew, gentlemen.
So yeah, I think it's been fun. Hopefully everybody out there watching has enjoyed, having these two guys right here. If I can do this right. So like I said, just something I might do here and there. We'll see, but I think it's cool just to get together like this and kind of, just talk firewood and talk what's going on, and
100%.
Definitely a good time, and obviously the time flies. So
yeah,
you might
it
need
sure
a
does.
little more time for this type of
It
stuff.
sure does.
So, Mr. Scheib, thank you very much, my friend. Wood Guy, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Scheib, it's good seeing you,
No
buddy.
problem.
Be safe out there.
Wood Guy.
And everybody else, I'll cut to the you guys. I'm gonna have to cut away from you to go to the. Oh wait,
Sounds
hang
good,
on.
Back 40. Sounds good, buddy.
So thanks again, buddies, and
Take care, everybody.
let me switch over to. Well, wait a minute. I'll bring you guys in. Hang on. Here we go.
All right.
We're back on. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, thanks Scheib, thank Wood Guy. Go over there, check out the channels, and have a safe weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool, everyone. Cheers.
Woo!
Woo!
guys.
There you go. That's right. We need the Scheib. Woo!
Cheers, gentlemen.
Have a good night, guys.